In this video, we're going to go over the 4-step cold calling system. Now, I'm going to walk you step by step how we're going to go from number one, getting the person's attention, how we're going to get them to actually get us to the right person, ask the right questions, to where we're actually setting the appointment, booking the call, so we set up our presentation call. So let's go right ahead and jump into this here. So the first step here is getting the person's attention. So most people, what they'll do is they'll open up with the simple old cliche of, hey, how are you? Or how are you doing? Right? And oftentimes nobody really cares because they're just kind of reading or just asking that question just for the heck of it. And a lot of people will just respond, hey, I'm doing fine. And it's just kind of like this, talking back and forth, and there's no real emotion there. Nobody really cares. They're just trying to be, quote unquote, kind or not rude or whatever, right? Here's the thing. We don't want to sound like everybody else, right? The rules of the game have changed. We are in the digital age, right? And cold calling still works extremely well, but the same old tactics that used to work back in the day, right, do not work any longer. You have to have smart cold calling strategies, tactics, right? So instead of asking them, hey, how are you? The same old, we're going to change it up here. And here's a good example. Hi, John. Good morning. Hope your Tuesday is going well. My name is Juan. So forth, so on. Move on to what you're talking about, right? Notice how that you're stating, hope your Tuesday is going well. It's not a question, it's a statement. And then you're opening up dialogue. You're not like everybody else who's just like, how are you? Hey, I'm doing fine. Okay, great. Even though I don't really care, right? But one of the most important things also when you're asking these kind of questions or when you're opening up dialogue is being enthusiastic, okay? It's really important because if you're not and you're kind of monotone and just, not really showing very much emotion, people are going to get turned off and they're not going to want to talk to you, right? So step number two, you want to identify yourself and your company. Get their attention and identify where you're calling from, what company you're from, right? And here's a good example. Hi, Mary. Good morning. Hope your Tuesday is going well. My name is Juan from XYZ Company in Seattle. We help security companies like yours generate new security projects. Now, notice how I introduce myself, my company, and then what I do, right? And then where I'm calling from. Because if you're just calling and you're asking for people's time, like, hey, do you have a few minutes? Hey, is it okay? You don't want to be asking for permission here. You want to be straight, you want to be direct, you want to be providing information and not wasting people's time, right? More importantly, your own time. So, number three, give a reason for your call, right? Here's a gatekeeper response or statement that I would use. So, hi, Mary, good morning. Hope your Tuesday is going well. My name is Juan from XYZ Company in Seattle. We help security companies like yours generate new security projects. I'm curious, who would be the best person to speak with that handles your new security projects, right? Notice how I am following the entire process here, the entire framework. I'm getting their attention, I'm identifying myself, my company, where I'm calling from, and I'm giving them a reason or a question, right, as to the reason for my call or who I'm looking to speak with. Now, if I'm talking to the decision maker, this is how I would go. Hi, John. Good morning. Hope your Tuesday is going well. My name is Juan from Security LOD in Seattle. We help security companies like yours generate new security projects. The reason for my call today is to find out if you're able to take on additional security projects at this time. Notice how that last statement there is asking them a question about security projects. There's no pitching, there's no selling. It's very nonchalant and you're not trying to come across like you're just trying to sell. Right? It's very conversational. That's the biggest thing nowadays with wanting to, either do cold email, digital marketing in general. People are tired of getting marketed to with the same old marketing messages. That's why it's important to understand market sophistication and where your prospects are at in that particular timeline, right? If they are new to the marketplace, if they've seen your marketing or other people's marketing time in and time out, they want to know what is the deal, what are you looking for, so you don't waste anybody's time. So number four, once you have gone in and asked the questions and find out a little bit more about their current situation, can they take on new security projects, right? Then you want to set the appointment. And this is how you would set the appointment. So I would say, well, John, the reason for my call today is to find out if you're able to take on new security projects at this time. They say yes, okay, great. And this is where you've gone through your sales process. You've asked the discovery questions, right? And you say, okay, great. We have a system that provides you with qualified sales opportunities from businesses that are looking for a reliable security company like yours. I have a few questions about you and your company to find out if you would be a good fit for our program. How does that sound? Right? And so that's where you would actually dig into the questions there, find out a little bit more about their current capacity, about their pains, their problems, their challenges, right? What are they currently utilizing to generate new business? And then getting them to book a call. And you mentioned, okay, great. Well, let's do this. Sounds like you have good numbers to work with here, or based on what you mentioned here, I think our program would be a good fit for you. Let's set up a time for us to hop on a screen share call for about 45 minutes, and I can walk you step by step through our entire system and process, okay? And then I would typically mention, hey, do you prefer mornings or afternoons? And then I would book the call. So let's go a little bit deeper here with setting the appointment now. So when we're setting the appointment, right, and we're asking the qualified question there of, hey, the reason for my call today is to find out if you're able to take on additional security projects at this time. They tell you yes, you want to get into your discovery question. So let's go ahead and set the appointment here and walk through how we're going to go about doing that. So with the decision maker, right, you're letting them know, hey, can you take on new security projects at this time? Okay, great. You're telling them, hey, we have a system that can do just that, get you new security projects. And then you mention, okay, great. Well, I have some questions here that I want to ask you to make sure that you're going to be a good fit for our program, okay? Or how does that sound, right? And then you're moving on to the different questions. How are you currently generating your security projects? What specific type of projects are you interested in taking on? What's the average contract value for those security projects, right? And here's another good question. Based on the staff you currently have, how many more of these projects could you realistically handle each month? Now, again, we're going to go through a complete discovery call script that's going to have a lot more in-depth questions, but here are just some sample questions that you can use to kind of give you an idea as far as setting the appointment. And with setting the appointment, we're pretty much going to gather all this information, ask the right questions, find out if it makes sense to go to the next step. And you say, well, based off what you've told me, it sounds like we have great numbers to work with here. And it sounds like you would be a good fit for our program and our system. So let's do this. Let's set up a time for us to hop on a screen share call for about 45 minutes, and I can walk you step by step through our entire system and process. Now, do you prefer mornings or afternoons, right? Notice how you're not asking them, hey, when can you do this? Hey, do you have time? It's no, we're presupposing here. We're implying that it's either A or B. There's no yes or no, as far as them telling us, yeah, I don't want to, or no, I don't think so. We are presupposing because we want to get them on the actual call, right? So that's how we're going to be able to set the appointment, how we're going to go about our process, right? We're going to, number one, get the person's attention, identify yourself and your company, give a reason for your call. You want to have a questioning statement there. Hey, can you take on more leads? Hey, do you have capacity for more XYZ projects? And then you're going to run through your series of questions there in the discovery script, and then you're going to set the appointment. So that's going to be it here for this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.